Hello fellow lovers of the liminal and the weird, and welcome to another video by Liminal Spaces. Today I'm going to be talking about an author that we've already seen on this channel, but I just read one of his short stories. It was actually assigned to me for a discussion that's coming up that I'm going to talk about in just a bit, but it was by far one of the strangest stories I've read in a long time, and I have to bring it to you guys. I think that you would absolutely love it. It's a quick read, and it is really, really wild. And this is the story Snuffles by R.A. Lafferty. And the concept of this story is absolutely incredible. There's a planet that is very small, but has gravity that's much stronger than it should be for a planet of that size. So an expedition goes out to look at this planet. There's 6 people on the expedition, all of them with names that harken to other historical figures. It's really great. The most important one, of course, being Carroll. Bob Carroll, I think it's Bob Carroll, connected to Lewis Carroll, of course. And this entire planet has kind of an Alice in Wonderland feel. Like everything is nonsense on this planet. It doesn't make any sense. And we start with the concept of if there's an infinite number of these planets, or at least a lot of these planets, there has to be one that just breaks all the rules and is pure chaotic nonsense. And this is the planet that they find, and they take an expedition out there to try and see if they can make sense of the physics surrounding this planet, and just get a general idea of how everything works here. And while they're on this planet, there is a creature named Snuffles, and he's kind of a bear. And he likes to make gags. He's kind of a clown, Snuffles is, and he likes to run up to this area where all their weapons are that has been marked off as not somewhere Snuffles could go. So Snuffles makes a pile of rocks and draws a line around those, and Snuffles makes it so that everybody knows nobody can go past that line. And it's all very silly Alice in Wonderland, kind of mocking the seriousness of social construction and society, and really, really an homage, I feel, to Alice in Wonderland. But halfway through the story, everything takes an incredible turn, a wild turn. I am so surprised that this story has not been made into a movie. It would make an incredible movie with a wonderful flip, a wonderful twist. And with this twist, Lafferty takes on just some incredible concepts, philosophical concepts that are absolutely worth it. I know that Lafferty's work is hard to find. A lot of it is expensive if you can find it at all. This particular story, if you just type in R.A. Lafferty and then Snuffles, there's a really cool, the first thing that came up for me was a really incredible illustrated version of this story, probably from a magazine. Galactic Journey, I think, was the name of the link. And yeah, you can find it right there. And I would love it if you read it, and I'm going to tell you why now. When I did my first video on Lafferty, I talked about a YouTuber that I'd found named Daniel Otto Jack Peterson, who has his PhD, and I believe he studied specifically Lafferty. And he's putting together this conversation with me and Virgil over at Literally Books, Richard Rampel over at Vintage SF, and himself. And I think this is going to be really an incredible discussion. That's going to happen on Daniel Otto Jack Peterson's channel. And we're recording for it in about 5 days. So you can expect that up pretty soon. But the story of what led up to this conversation that we're going to have, this meeting, is actually really an enjoyable story. And I'm going to link all these videos from all these different booktubers And if you have the time, go watch this, because if you watch all the videos and then watch our conversation, I think you'll really enjoy it. I think Richard Rampel over at Vintage SF was first talking about past masters. I'm not sure. And then Virgil at Literally Books talked about past masters. This is a Lafferty novel. And then I watched Virgil's video and was really interested in Lafferty after that. And also, one of you recommended a Dream Machine story by Lafferty. So I read a bunch of short stories and eventually the Dream Machine story, The Configuration of the North Shore. And then I talked about Daniel Otto Jack Peterson in my initial video. And then he did a response, a two-parter response to Virgil and I talking about our experience with Lafferty. And then in his second video, he took this response to a whole new level, to the concept about what happens to literature, with Lafferty in mind specifically, when people give their impression of it. Does it start to create a mythos of what this writer's work is about? Do our interpretations given to viewers of our YouTube channels start to create a thing in between the story and our interpretation of it, this myth? And I think he calls it playful myth making, is what Daniel called it, and I think that's stunningly brilliant. And I'm really looking forward to speaking with him, and also Virgil and Richard. If you want to watch these videos, I'm going to put them in order in the description. So I'll have Richard's, and then Virgil's, and then mine, and then Daniel's videos, all linked. You can just watch them right in order, just to kind of prepare yourself for this conversation that we're going to have. And in that conversation, I'm sure we're going to be doing a little bit, this story will be touched on. It's not going to be the main story we talk about, but I'm sure we will get even deeper into this story on that than we usually do. Usually I would do a deep read for this channel, but I'm going to save that for our discussion on Daniel's channel. So yeah, watch these videos below, get a look at that, and then I'm telling you guys, read Snuffles. If you've trusted any of my recommends, trust this one. You will have a blast. This is one of the most fun short stories I've read in a long time. It is wild. It should be a movie. And look forward to all of us chatting on Daniel's channel in the next week or so. This is a short video, but go read this story. You will absolutely love it. If you watched this to the end, thank you very much. If you liked it, click like. If you like this kind of content, please click subscribe, because we'll be making a lot more of it in the future. Thanks so much for watching.